yeah, I mean, it's been a tough ride, I guess, over the last year with losing Lucifer, and I've been exorcising a lot of inner demons, not just from losing Lucifer, but also because, I have abandonment issues going back to childhood, and so I never really understood the meaning of unconditional love, and so um, you have animals in your life, and suddenly that's what it means. Suddenly, that's what it is to be loved without judgment, without fear, without prejudice. And for me, it changed my life. It changed me entirely because I didn't know what that was, and I think that a lot of people that have pets find maybe that they do experience a lot of healing from animals because for a lot of us, we didn't necessarily get that unconditional love. And so as I've been grieving Lucifer, I've also been writing poems about, not just about Lucifer, but about my father, and, the relationship that I had with him and the complexity of that relationship, because I think that when you don't have a straightforward relationship with a primary carer, then you always have that unprocessed grief to a degree, and you always have that sense of what is called in psychology complex grief, where you're not entirely sure what you're meant to be grieving for, because they sort of were nice to you, but then they weren't always nice to you, and you sort of don't know where you stand in that spectrum of niceness and hostility, I guess. And so it's been a really God, I sound like a Hollywood person now. It's been a really, really amazing journey. I'd like to thank my budgie and my secret prostitute, and anyway, yeah. But it has been a really, really hard journey this year and the past 12 months. But losing Lucifer has been this catalyst for so much unprocessed trauma from my childhood. And the curious thing for me has been that I've always carried a lot of anger, and that's not healthy, obviously. And when I started writing these pieces about my dad, I realised I loved him so much, and I also think that he did love me, that he just didn't know how to show it, because when I wrote Eyeliner Days is about the difficulties of being a teen and growing up with a dad who's like, why do you have to wear all that makeup, and you're not going out looking like that. And I think that it's interesting because when I wrote it, I wasn't expecting that I would explore it also from his point of view. And people can say that artists are narcissists because we want to get ourselves out there, we want to be known and we want to be noticed. But actually the truth is that, we want connectivity. We want to be understood by the people that read our work, that listen to our work, because it is a kind of reaching out, and all art is a scream of pain ultimately, even the humour, maybe especially the humour. But what I want to say in this video is that I want to thank Lucifer so much. And it's odd that I called him Lucifer because I didn't know the full meaning of the word. I just knew that I didn't agree with the Christian interpretation in Christian mythology of Lucifer as being the devil, because they rebelled against God. So and it's really interesting when you explore it that actually I called him Lucifer because Lucifer is the light bearer, and in the tarot apparently that is the devil. But in tarot, the devil card will shine a torch on issues you need to work on in yourself, and oh boy, Lucifer certainly did that. And when I called him Lucifer, I had no idea that he would do that, that he would shine that light on the issues within myself that I haven't dealt with, that I haven't processed. And so I just want to finish with this thought that pets can teach us. Animals are sent. I do believe they're sent to teach us. I mean, to teach us about love, to teach us particularly about unconditional love. Not just their love for us, but our love for them too. And I think that I've learned a really powerful, incredible lesson from having not just Lucifer, but also for my Jeeves and Salem, my other two cats too. Because I was frightened to love. It broke me. I was traumatized. I still am, I suppose. But not doing the violins thing, as I can't play the violin any more than I can play the recorder, but that's another story. But I just posting this or talking about this because I feel it's so important to talk about pet loss and why pet loss can be so visceral and so powerful. And I think that the main reason for that is because, as Russell Brand pointed out, it's a wordless connection, which is a bit like music, really, isn't it? Because, you know, sometimes they say music is more powerful than words because it gets right in to this, you know, this, the soul, and you can't really, there's no substitute for that, and it goes beyond language and into some really, really primal, intense, like I say, visceral space, really, that it occupies. And but I celebrate what Lucifer taught me, and I celebrate animals and the joy and the beauty and the pleasure of them. They you know, and their death breaks you. It really breaks you. And somebody posted something about the only time an animal ever breaks your heart is when theirs stops beating. And I think that's so true. And humans can break your heart all the time, every day, like that, without you even, you know, they don't even know they're doing it. When does an animal ever break your heart? Like you say, apart from when theirs stops beating. So I thought that was a beautiful meme that someone shared on Facebook. So I'm going to end this post by saying we need to talk more about pet loss and how it can affect people, and not apologise for the grief that it sends us into, because animals really are sent to us in some way, attracted to us because they have things that we need to learn and things to teach us. And so, all hail the animals.